Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Three Dudes One Zoom. It's April 23rd. It is 8:21 p.m. for a special NFL Draft Edition episode where the draft is going on right now. And I have it on my phone on Twitter. And I have the NFL draft feed up, which I will change because they won't announce it till Goodell announces it. I think Little C will probably get the update first, who gets picked.
We're all watching it on different, like you're watching on your phone, Tank's watching on his computer, I got it on the TV.
I mean, the first two picks are pretty known. So, I mean,
The
I'm
real
not
draft
too.
starts at 3.
Yeah, that's when it's gonna if someone moves up for 3. But we'll all get into that, guys. How you doing today?
I'm doing swell. What about you?
Oh, pretty good. The one thing I do want to get out of the way though before we dive all into football, because this will be a football heavy show, because Lil C's a big football guy, is yesterday the Red Sox got their punishment for Major League Baseball for the cheating scandal involving signs. And Rob Manfred is a joke. He's the worst commissioner in the history of Major League Baseball.
I was listening- Go ahead.
There's Kennesaw Mountain Landis, who led baseball during the Black Sox scandal, but then said his proudest moment in baseball was that he kept baseball white. He's probably the worst commissioner for the game. But Rob Manfred suspending their replay operator for one season and taking away his second-round pick is the most,
Nothing.
we're not going to punish you, but we need to write something down.
Yeah.
It is terrible. Manfred did it with the Astros too, and he's done it again with the Red Sox. And there's no reason the Red Sox aren't going to rehire Cora as soon as this is all settled. It's an absolute joke. Now, the whole thing with steroids and all that was handled correctly. A-Rod never tested positive, and they gave him a year, the longest suspension in the history of Major League Baseball. And these guys compromised.
He wasn't tested positive?
A-Rod's never officially tested positive. The only positive test they have on A-Rod is one where all the players said they would get tested as long as it was off the record. In 2003, the Mitchell Report. And that's when Big Papi, Clemens, Bonds, A-Rod, Manny, Piazza, all tested positive. It was an off-the-record test. It was never supposed to be released, but then someone got their hands on it and released it to the public. So A-Rod's later admitted to doing it, but he's never officially tested positive. Guys spent 162 games, including playoffs. And these guys, they go after the World Series. They ruin those World Series are forever ruined.
Yeah.
And it's just like they got away with it for nothing. It's an absolute joke. It's very frustrating. And then Manfred goes, he's changing every rule in baseball where a pitcher now has to face 3 batters in a game. For an appearance. He has to face 3 before he can be taken out. It's an
Ridiculous.
it's a joke. Major League, look at the playoffs. How many epic showdowns have there been where you've had a pitcher come in to face that one batter to get him out? And now Manfred's ruining the game. And he said it. He's like, we might go to playing 7-inning doubleheaders. If he does that, I will do what Portnoy did against Goodell, who also sucks, but he's not as bad as Manfred. And I will handcuff myself to the steps of Major League Baseball headquarters. It's a promise and protest. I will probably not spend a night in jail. I'll get out right before that. It's a joke. Little C, don't do that again, because I'm very upset about this. If we recorded yesterday, I would have been screaming. I'm not that upset anymore. I am, but it's like I'm calmed down. And then I saw the intro to the draft. Little C, let me know when they're announcing the pick, by the way.
The pick is in, but they haven't announced.
Yeah. So you guys aren't that big into baseball. I'm more.
I listened to, I think it was the Michael Kay show.
I learned that Tank's favorite baseball games to go to are Yankee games.
We're not talking about that. It's just a joke. And
I just think I don't know how you're going to go after just the video guy and not go after the players who are, or anybody else. How you're just going to go after him who has a minor issue in it. He's just taking orders.
No, here's the problem with Manfred is he gave every player immunity if they testified against what happened.
All right,
So basically, hold on, Lil C. I know Burrows got picked. I saw a tweet. Because someone leaked it out.
I mean,
what's it called?
Oh, yeah, we didn't think.
I could have leaked it out. I could have leaked.
But was it official? That's what Manfred basically did. Is he had a bunch of murderers come to here's my analogy. There's a guy who wanted to murder 30 people, 30 teens, we'll call. And 30 individual people were hired, and they murdered those 30 people. And Manfred went to all the murderers and said, I'll let you all go free if you tell me who paid you. Sure.
Yeah.
Was there a crime committed by the guy hiring them to murder? Sure, ask Joe Exotic. But
Yeah.
those are still murderers.
Yes,
they still
go
did.
in jail.
It's horrendous. It's terrible. Moving back into football now. I heard for the weeks now the NFL draft is going to be this event that everyone's going to be able to focus on football and not the virus. The first 14 minutes of this show were all about and I get like a little tribute to the nurses and the doctors and all that wonderful, whatever. They do not need to be taught having the doctor that's on every day with Trump, who has millions of people watch him on CNN, come on and give a little health update of how we're doing. He's like, hopefully we can get back in time and play sports like normal. Yeah, no dub, moron. It's unreal how they started the whole thing. They're showing the USS Comfort, which is the ship that came in, and they're like, oh, like America. Like, oh, why is that parked there? If someone's asking to get their mind off the virus and focus on football, here's a Navy ship we had to deploy to New York to handle this. It's stupid. Let me write. I got a little list here. I'll go write down Burrows. Burrows is great though. He's got the best arm in the draft. He's probably the best composed. He looks like the most
there's
NFL
not many
quarterback.
good quarterbacks going in the draft. Dude.
And he's a senior coming out, so he's got 4 years of experience as a starter, but he's at Ohio State for a while.
I like Jalen Hurts. I think he's a sneaky.
Jalen Hurts, I will rebuttal you once I get Little C. Little C, thoughts on Burrows?
From what I've seen of him, he's good. So I'll watch more of this season, but I'm gonna try to get more into sports. But obviously,
for sure, this is a great way to get into sports. Is the NFL draft? You've got to learn more about the individual players, then you begin to follow their careers. Jalen Hurts,
Man Rocket.
I like
good looking guy.
I think Joe Burrows is a very talented quarterback. We'll see how he's going to be in Cincinnati, but I think Jalen Hurts goes to a team and
I think Jalen Hurts goes to a team.
Wait, who's your second ranked QB? Both of you.
Herbert.
See, I don't know anything, but my dad has a friend who was a scout for the Raiders, and I took pictures of his rankings, everything of every position. His second ranked is Tua.
Yeah, with a bad hip, who can't run after 2 years on it. That's
a lot of guys have Tua too.
Tua's not going to be good, but Jalen Hurts won't be an NFL quarterback. He'll never start.
I don't know. I think
he's got an arm.
And I don't know.
Wait, why wouldn't he be an NFL quarterback?
He's just not that good. He relies too much on his legs. He's not a good. He can throw the ball, but he's not he's not a quarterback.
Got a good arm. I gotta.
He could be a running back.
About him.
He could be a. This is a very weird draft because there was no pro day. There was no combine. So you're pretty much just relying on college tape and interviews with coaches to see who you're taking. We'll see. Let me know when the next pick's in, by the way, too.
Yeah.
But another
it says pick is in, but
cool. The one thing I did a little thinking earlier, and just off the top of my head, I was trying to think of teams that need quarterbacks that could trade up for the third spot. And obviously beforehand, the Bengals needed one, but we all know they were taking Burrows. So I came up with the Chargers, the Dolphins, the Panthers, the Jaguars, and the Browns. And I'll go through each one. The Chargers just lost Philip Rivers. The Chargers just lost Philip Rivers.
They're looking for a quarterback.
But it's they're kind of like a win now, but they're not because they're not going to win now. So I don't think this is the draft. I think they're drafting 6th. They're not going to get a quarterback.
You don't think they move up?
I don't think they're going to. I think you just try to get best player available.
Hey, Teets, who did the Giants get?
I was going to wait till the Giants pick came up and go all into this. Is that okay?
No, it's not okay.
All right, so with the Giants, I was really hoping. But the Chargers need the Dolphins, and they're taking either Herbert or Tua.
Go up to 3.
I think they're taking Tua or Herbert, whether at 5 or 3. If they really like Herbert, they have to jump to 3.
To move up. Yeah.
If they really like Tua, they're going to be back here drafting a quarterback in 3 years, so it doesn't matter what they do. The Panthers lose. The Panthers got rid of Cam Newton.
Right.
So they need a quarterback, but I think they're a ways off. They're going to do a full rebuild.
Yeah,
Panthers are drafting 7th, so I think it's
available.
Exactly. You just try to get talent. You try to build up.
I think when the Chargers move up to 3, if they move up to 3, the whole draft changes. I think after that, who knows what's gonna happen.
I just don't see what the Chargers can give up to get up to 3. You're trading the pick, and there's no one else I would want on the Chargers.
It's just gonna be picks.
If
picks.
But I'm the Lions, I'm good. The team with the most pressure in this draft, in my opinion, is the Dolphins. You have 3 first-round picks. You're drafting 5th, 18th, and 26th. So you have assets if you want to move up, but you got to make at least 2 selections in the first round. And arguably, I think I would almost rather wait back.
I would sit
and take the 3 picks. But I don't know. The Jaguars, people are like that Minshew guy who's
Gardner Minshew. Talented guy.
You won't win a damn thing with him. And Nick Foles,
Wait, that's the guy with the mustache. Right?
Yeah,
Gardner Minshew. I know, man.
And Nick Foles is also down there now. Nick Foles is like he had that magical run.
I forgot about that.
But it's kind of like he's still Nick Foles. Like you need an all-world team around him.
I don't know. I think Foles is good. I think he gives you a couple years.
But he's getting older now. Foles is the guy, like, he'll never win you. He won't lose you games, but he's not going to go out there and win you a game.
Yeah. I don't know.
On the perfect team, he can. But I think the Jaguars are too far away. The Jaguars, here's what the Jaguars do. They get an all-world defensive player, and by week 5, he demands a trade. So there's something obviously going wrong there. That it's not. Look at Jalen Ramsey. That guy's one of the best players in the league. He wanted out of there
so fast. Yeah.
So there's a culture problem.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the Jaguars are.
Same thing in Cincinnati. I don't want to be in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow said he doesn't want to be in Cincinnati.
No, I don't know. It depends on the type of guy you are. Joe Burrow. That's his thing. He could go in and he could be the guy. And if he makes,
I don't want to be in Cincinnati.
But there's no pressure in Cincinnati. If he goes. The Reds are the team there. If the Bengals ever got good, they would pass the Reds. Who's ever the better team is the most popular team.
Oh, yeah.
And they benefit from playing in alternate seasons.
I think the problem is you're going to take a number 1 quarterback, and the pressure's all going to be on him that he's got to perform. And regardless of who he's going to, he's still the number 1 draft pick, and we've seen what he's done in college. And everyone wants to see him do the same thing in the NFL, and that's not always the case. If they're rebuilding,
yeah, but that takes
take
time.
3 to 5 years. Yeah.
Well, 3, 5 is if you're taking
5.
Yeah, but if you're more than 3, you're not NFL. You can go from last place to first place.
Chase Young just got drafted to Washington.
Good player, probably the best defensive overall player in the draft, talent-wise. I was almost said defensive, but I like someone else. Ohio State, he's a junior, very good player.
He's not in Ohio State anymore.
No, he's on the Redskins.
Got drafted.
Colorado.
But no, the thing I like Young, he's got a tremendous talent. He's an all-world. You could argue he was for a while there. He could have been in the running for a Heisman as a defensive end, which is like unheard of.
Yeah.
I remember the last defensive player that won a Heisman. I think it's Charles Woodson, maybe. Tank, if you want to look that up. Defensive player, last one that won a Heisman, Charles Woodson, maybe.
Yeah,
but he didn't show up in the clutch in the playoff run or in bowl game. He did not show up. Young. It was a major disappointment when it mattered. That's the only thing. That's the only thing about him this year that you were like, the reason
Charles
he won.
Woodson.
Yeah, he was
Michigan.
That was in the 90s, right? Was that a Brady team? 98-ish.
Beating out 1997.
97. I think Brady was there because I think Brady graduated in 01.
Same year, it said he beat out Charles Woodson. University of Michigan is the only primarily defensive player to win the award, beating out Peyton Manning.
Yeah, who was at Tennessee. Lil C, can you turn your TV down a little bit?
Right.
No worries. I just don't want to hear Goodell. I hate him. No, but Young's good. You're going to get a good player. It sucks he's on the Redskins, so, I mean, hopefully he leaves there. They're another team that's a complete joke. I don't think they have a quarterback either, but they're not going to go for one. They're the worst.
Quarterback?
Dwayne Haskins, I think.
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins.
He's terrible. He was – I don't know. I'm not a fan of him.
I didn't like him out of college. He was Ohio State, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't like him coming out of college. I didn't think he was that good.
He's not a quarterback.
Yeah.
So much.
Another guy.
He was taking like He was taken in the teens too, and I don't know. I was never a fan of him. And I saw that like the Giants might have were looking
Yeah, the
at
Giants
him.
were looking at him, and I don't know. He's just not. It's another one like a Tim Tebow coming out like you want to run, and then they turn him in. Like I just don't think he's gonna be a quarterback in the
Well,
league. If
Haskins has
anything.
better mechanics than Tebow.
Well,
Tebow wasn't very good at throwing.
Tebow is a great quarterback.
One of the greatest college quarterbacks ever, where really mechanics and stuff don't matter. No, but we're coming up now in the Lions pick. This is the pick. Does it get moved? Does it not?
I don't know. I think there's a.
It's the most
trade here.
likely to get moved.
Right.
I don't think it will. I think people
I
are
don't know.
projecting a lot of surprises. I don't think they will because I don't think teams are 100% sold on a lot of these guys.
Yeah,
So
I don't.
think
It's not a very good draft.
No, I
There's
disagree.
a lot of good defensive
I
players, but
disagree,
like,
Tank. I think there's
it's
some.
sorry, it's not all right. It's not a good quarterback draft. I'm sorry.
No, that's fair. Not a great quarterback. There's a couple guys like Herbert and Burrows and Tua could be good, but there's a lot of and there's always the who knows in the
Other
later
than that,
rounds.
who else you got? You got Jalen Hurts, Jake Fromm, and
Jake
a couple other guys.
Fromm. I
think Jake Fromm's a sleeper.
Jake Fromm,
Out of
when he
Georgia.
had that 1 year, I thought he was really good, but
Very
he fell
talented.
off. I don't know. I thought Fromm would be
I think
really
he's got
good
a great arm. He's a great pocket passer. He can move. If
All
he
these
needs
guys
to.
have great arms, Tank. That's the reason they're being drafted. Every one of these
It
quarterbacks
says-
has a great arm.
Watch this, Corey. What do you got to say on the subject?
The quarterbacks coach of the Bengals went to Cortland. Cool.
Really? Shout out SUNY Cortland. About to
Yeah,
have the first.
Shout out, Bengals suck.
I have a Bengals jersey somewhere in my house on the back.
No, Corey, on that subject, all of the quarterbacks to go to the Bengals, very talented quarterbacks to do absolutely nothing.
Who was it? Andy Dalton,
Carson
right?
Palmer and Andy Dalton, both
Andy
talented
Dalton was a-
quarterbacks to do absolutely nothing in the Bengals.
I always remember they would be in the playoffs, but they would never win a game.
Boomer Esiason was a Bengals quarterback too back in the day.
How many
Fun fact.
games did what's his name coach?
The
What's
Played a
Bengals
lot, but his
coach?
record's not as bad as people think. Actually,
It's not, but
You
Wait,
just-
what's his
he's not
name?
one.
Marvin Lewis.
He's got
That's-
no playoff wins, none.
all right,
As
the
long as
Pickers
you're there,
are 0 and
how long was he
7.
there? 10 years. 10
The Lions made their pick,
Who was
so
Oh, he's.
it's going to be the cornerback out of Ohio State, the junior, Duke. I don't know how to say his name.
Jeff
Jeff Okuda.
Okuda.
Yeah, Okuda. That's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want
Did
to
you
say
hear the
that. and be
backstory
bad.
on that kid?
No, I just care
Sad.
what he does
His
on the
mom
field.
had lymphoma, and she died right before him going into college at Ohio State. And he said he's playing with a heart on his sleeve. And
That can
He
either be a
motivates him every
major
day.
plus or a major minus. I've
I
learned
think
that.
he's
Why would it be a
talented
minus?
If it's just like, I don't know, there's some players that lose something when they lose someone like that. That part of them dies. It's like look at Jim Craig. Like he played for his
Yeah.
mom when she died, but then
Right.
after that he wasn't much. I don't know. I'm a
no,
big
but
believer.
he was good before that too. Jeff Okuda. He was good before that in high school.
No, I'm not. Yeah, but I'm saying I don't know. Well, I'm.
And he
Alright,
played good
Keith.
for the whole year. It's
Keith,
not like he
prediction?
fell off.
Prediction for this pick?
I think Okuda.
No, the Giants.
Oh, did Okuda get picked?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Well, let me write it down on my board here so I know who's got taken. So here's what the Giants should do. I want him to take Isaiah Simmons. I think he's the best defensive player in the draft. He's the most versatile. I think they're gonna go offensive line though.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of mock drafts that said they were going to pick an offensive lineman.
I mean, if they take Simmons, if they take Wills, if they take Wirfs, out of Wirfs is Iowa, Wills is Alabama, and Simmons is Clemson. If they take any of them, I understand the reason behind it, and it's a good pick. I would rather have what's his name, Wills though, over Wirfs, just
But
because
you guys need
Alabama.
offensive linemen.
Okay, let me read you this. I saw this earlier because I was like all in the football today while doing homework, and I saw a tweet,
Lucky.
and I can listen to podcasts and do homework.
Yeah, I can't. My stuff's
No, I
complicated.
can't because then I don't pay attention at a podcast. I'm like, oh, what's
I can do both. So in the 2007 Giants, which is my favorite Giant team of all time, they had the best offensive line, in my opinion, that they've ever had, which was David Deal, Rich Schubert, Sean O'Hara, Chris Snee, Kareem McKenzie. David Deal was a fifth-round pick. Schubert was undrafted. O'Hara was undrafted. Snee was a second-round pick. And McKenzie was a third-round pick. And I've always said that. If you have a talented defensive player, you won't find them in later rounds. Like a transcendent linebacker like Simmons, I'm not saying he's transcendent. I should take that back. I'm saying he's a guy that could come and make an impact. If you watch his highlights, his open field tackle abilities. Thank you for nodding and agreeing with me, Little C. He's just he 1-on-1 is the best tackler in the draft. That's a player the Giants need. The Giants win by knocking quarterbacks down. He's a guy that can knock them down. He can play in the run. He also has safety experience, so you know he's good in pass coverage. He won't be a safety in the NFL, but I want the Giants to take Sims. I don't think they will. I think they're going to protect Jones with the offensive line, which makes sense. I don't have a problem with that. I think the Jets might end up doing the same thing, though. I think they should give Darnold weapons.
Yeah, I want a receiver. I want a receiver, but I think they take an O-line.
You got to give Darnold something to throw at.
I know. I know. I want a receiver. I do.
He can stand in all day. As long as Lil C's muted, we'll never know what he really thinks about anything, though. That's the only problem. You were muted for a little bit. What are you doing?
No, my dad came in.
Oh, how's he doing?
Hi, John.
Not now, but
that's a shame.
Johnny's doing good.
Let me know when the pick's in, by the way, because I'm getting updates like a second after you tell me.
Yeah.
No, but the Giants need to build up the defense. It's terrible. The offense, they have a quarterback now. The line you can build up in later rounds. There's good linemen. The defense is so bad. It's terrible. And you got some pieces on defense, but not enough. You need – I don't know. I'm really nervous now because they're on the clock and I'm not watching it, so I feel helpless. Because obviously I have a lot to say when I am watching it.
Yeah. I forgot the owners call you.
I hope they pick someone who you don't agree with because I kind of want to see you flip out.
There's a couple picks where I'd be like, this is –
What if they drafted Tua, even though that wouldn't make any sense? Just what?
That would be – that'd be one where there's silence for like 3 minutes till I can gather like oxygen again. But what's it called? After this, I want to know who they pick. I can't even focus. Who are they going to pick? Let's see. I'm not even checking Twitter. I want you to tell me.
They should go with a punter.
Pat McAfee?
Yeah. You know what? That's one you can't even get mad at. You just got to like fire everyone. Like you have to be rational. Like everyone's got
I'll tell you when they pick Sin.
Everyone has to go by the second round. Like you can't let them make the second round pick. Dave Gettleman making the pick with the new coach, Joe Judge. I'm not even wearing Giant stuff. I'm wearing purple stuff. For the Warwick Wildcats, Warwick Inline Morris. Yeah, Warwick Roller Hockey. Shout out Stickian for doing this special draft coverage for us. Little C, what is taking the New York Football Giants so long to make this pick?
Because they don't have me drafting players, that's why. I just look at the top-rated QB.
Can't win without a quarterback. We'll have 7 of them. This is killing me. I really want to get into this next topic, too, because I think it would be great. So we're going to talk about the Buccaneers next. I'll just wait. This Giant pick is killing me, though. Problem with the Giants are still like a year or two away, and they need to have a great free agency. And Goodell's going to let everyone die, and they're probably going to start the season on time.
Can I say something that's not the NFL draft, or is this strictly NFL?
No, you can. Yeah, bring it up. We got to like.
The NHL wants to do their draft before finishing the season. Imagine we get a lottery draft pick, get a really good pick, and make the playoffs.
But they can't.
I saw that they wanted to, which is insane.
When I read that like a week or two ago, that would mean the season's over.
I read it more recently.
What happens if they just cancel the season?
They go right to playoffs.
You can't do that.
Because the Rangers miss out, which they will anyway.
Right.
But we want hope.
They won't miss
we want hope.
I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood, but
someone's getting. Oh no, that's Aaron Judge is getting healthy. I can't wait for baseball. I miss baseball.
1 minute, 45 seconds left.
Kreider's getting healthy, right?
Kreider's good. He's like a week away.
Good.
I heard.
Yeah, it's good for Kreider.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for Rangers hockey.
That was the thing. We were like, when Kreider got hurt, like if we can make it to the second round of the playoffs, like he might come back. And now we're
now
it's like game 73. He'll be back. Be the fastest recovery in the history from a fractured foot game wise.
Yeah, game wise. Like, man, he recovered fast. It's like, oh yeah, there was a pandemic going on.
But I think my uncle's a Dolphins fan, so like, he's a big Dolphins fan.
Ew.
My mom, that's the only time.
Pick is in.
Tua Tagovailoa. That's what I said.
No, you didn't. Alabama's gonna have a great draft this year. They got
Who
two.
do you want them to draft, Teats?
Simmons or Wills. But I want Simmons. But if not, Wills. But if they give me Wirfs, I'm okay. Yeah, we got a little audio there. Watch ESPN kill us with the copyright.
Oh, yeah, shit, my bad. I just can't.
The Giants just, I feel bad because I'm getting really quiet now because I'm getting like anxiety.
It's okay.
And this is one of the few times it happens, our drafts and stuff. You need the NFL music. Dun, 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 dun.
I couldn't figure out. That was ESPN. I was doing the chimes.
Where it's I can't. NFL music has it all. Who are the Giants picking, Little C?
You'll find out in a few. I can't tell you.
I love Simmons. I think he's what they need.
I hope they don't pick him.
He's so lanky.
I hope it goes wrong.
Or Wills. Wills I'm fine with. Or Wirfs. Those three guys.
I hope
one of them.
none of those three names get called.
And then they're like C.J. Henderson, Florida cornerback. Excuse me?
Definitely not going to pick Tua.
And then they're
that would be hilarious.
I mean, but the problem with there's some players that I just love where I'll be like, not a good pick, but I like the player, like Xavier McKinney, safety from Alabama. I'd be okay with that. Henry Ruggs III. I love the guy. Jerry Jeudy.
That's his Ruggs.
Ruggs.
Where's he on the list for wide receivers?
I think he's second on wide receivers.
That's fair. He's very good. Who's first, Jeudy or the CeeDee Lamb?
Let me see.
You should have his quicker little
receivers.
Who's the top three?
Jeudy. Is that his
Judy's
name?
first? Yeah, Jerry Jeudy. And CeeDee Lamb third?
No, he's 1, 2, 5th.
Fifth? Who's ahead of him?
I could barely read this. Who's Mims? Baylor? Is that his name?
I know who you're talking about.
And
he's not
who's an LSU wide receiver? It starts with a J, it looks like.
Odell Beckham Jr. All right,
I knew it.
What are the Giants doing? That was an under.
All right,
LSU.
hold on. Here they come.
Don't turn it up. You got to do the commissioner. Be like, with the 4th pick in the NFL draft, the New York Giants select
Andrew Thomas.
The lineman, offensive tackle, Georgia. He's a junior.
Yeah.
Those weren't the three names in case you were taking track.
They're saying that's somewhat of a surprise.
Dave Gettleman needs to go. There is. Let me just look at my list that I made this morning.
Hey, he's a percussionist. Good for him.
Good for him. Good for his mother. I have him as my 4th best offensive tackle, and you have a very good defensive player that can really transform your defense. And you're like, Gettleman's like, I'm going to take that guy. When you're like,
drums.
I don't give a fuck.
What was his name?
Thomas.
Thomas.
They got him going 5.
Oh my! How do you do? You those? You have a offensive tackle that learned under Alabama under Saban, and Wills, and you have a guard in Riffs who went to Iowa,
these guys have going 10.
Which is a traditional school for offensive linemen. Iowa people are traditionally bigger. They're corn-fed people. That's what they have out there. They're good. I don't see what – this is what the Giants have been doing for years is they'll draft – and know what? I guarantee you, Gemma, he's our guy. He's who we wanted. Okay, then you trade back to whatever pick.
Yeah.
You don't trade back that much. Oh, we're going. And
Tiedemann. Final thoughts.
He could be good. He might be good.
I mean, a lot of these guys could be good. I think Jake Fromm's going to go in the 4th round, and I think he could be a Tom Brady, but that's just shooting in the dark.
That's a hot take.
Take. Hey, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? We're going to need hot takes.
Yeah, but that's a bad – that's
not a bad take.
There's hot takes, and then there's stupid. I just don't – the Giants –
No, you just think whatever I say is going to be dumb, and I think it's a hot take.
It's just ridiculous. I don't know. Now, where's Simmons gonna go? I don't even want to write this pick down. Thomas. Miami's going
you're giving up on him too easily. He just got drafted 2 minutes.
That's what I feel bad about.
He's crying in his living room right now. He's like, I'm a New York Giant.
He's like, I'm about to go to a world-class organization instead of a $12 million deal. This really sucks.
No, he doesn't say it sucks. You're the only one saying that it sucks.
I think he could be good. He's got potential. He's talent. Georgia SEC school. He played against SEC talent. It's the best talent in the league. He is a good offensive talent in that league. So they're taking a guy who plays with talent and he's good at it. He definitely has tremendous upside. I just think there's better players available at the same position. And I get the logic. You're protecting Darnold. I'm completely okay with that. I just don't.
Who are you protecting?
Oh, I said Darnold Jones.
Ooh.
You know why? Because I was circling guys that the Jets could take, and now I'm circling guys I had with a G next to, and I'm putting a J next to them. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. Now I think the Jets should take an offensive tackle because I think Wilsworth will be available.
I hope so.
I didn't think they would make it past because I thought Arizona would take. I don't know. Cleveland should take an offensive lineman. So Baker can throw an interception, at least know he's throwing it to the guy instead of just throwing it up. Baker's terrible. We'll get to this real quick. Corey, your thoughts on Rob Gronkowski asking to be traded to the Buccaneers and then eventually being traded?
That's quite the news. I mean, Tampa is loaded. They're going all in with Gronk and Brady out there.
Think?
They'll be good.
I think it's a wild hot take, and I think Tom Brady had a huge influence in saying, Gronk, let's play together, let's win another one.
Julian Edelman's just standing there.
I disagree with what Tank just said for this reason. Is Brady called Gronk in New England and asked him to play, and Gronk told him no. I think Tampa or Florida with no taxes, where it's nice out, where Gronk can go to
Gronk was saying it.
Brady playing there helps too,
No,
Absolutely.
for sure. He wasn't just going to go there, but I think now that Brady's down there, he's like, I get the clubs of Miami. I don't have to pay taxes, and it's nice weather most of the time.
He's still the 24/7 champ.
He's still the 24/7 champ. That's a huge motivation. Orlando's big in the WWE, so he can.
You think that Gronk had You think Gronk had an influence on Tom going to the Buccaneers? You think that
Brady
was in
went
his
before?
year?
No, Brady went way before Gronk ever. Gronk went because of Brady.
I know, but you don't think that
Gronk was like, "Hey, if you go to Tampa, I'll play with you." I don't think that.
No.
Because I
So
think.
where do you see the Buccaneers finishing?
Nice 9-7, 8-8. Yeah, I still think they have problems on defense.
Corey, what do you think?
I mean, again, I don't really know that much, but Gronk and Brady. I mean, both of them together.
They have more than weapons. Not just Gronk, Mike Evans.
I think they should draft another wide receiver. Get Brady. Let's be real. He's 43, 44.
Who do they have a running back?
They had. I forget who they had.
Doug Martin? Is he still there? No.
Maybe, but it doesn't matter. They're a pass-heavy team. Look at Winston. He threw 30 touchdowns last year, 30 interceptions. They're gonna throw the ball. But Brady doesn't have a deep ball, and Judy
not anymore.
I think Brady's done. I think this is the end.
I think this year or next.
Well, he's got a 2-year deal. I think this is it for Brady.
Oh, is it a 2-year deal? I thought it was a 1-year. My apologies.
Yeah,
2-year?
I think it's a. But there's an option. I don't know if the team has the option or the player has the option.
I want to see the Patriots do better than them, though.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. But I want
to see Belichick beat Brady.
If the Buccaneers don't get weapons to help Brady out, and that makes Gronk better too, and that makes O.J. Howard better at tight end. O.J. Howard's a great tight end. Single-handedly won Alabama national championship that one year when they came back all the way. I think it was Clemson they were playing the first year. They just couldn't match O.J. Howard. Clemson was 1-for-1 every play with Alabama. O.J. Howard, they couldn't answer. They didn't know what to do with him. He's a monster. He's a great run blocker, and he's great out of the back, off the edge of the line too, going out. All-world player.
Oh, did they get Tua? I wasn't even paying attention. Tua's on the screen, so.
Little C.